Yes, now, bless now, people. Do not forget the rest now. It's Des at King of the Pit TV signing in live and large. Yeah? Once again, we're listening to the Sabbath Volume 4 record from start to finish. I want to give a shout out to all the Sabbath heads, all the riff heads out there who enjoyed the videos we put out. We've got a better quality of audio than we ever have done before, so what can I say? Only managed to work it out, what? 4 records in? We're here at last, baby. Let me just say, I'm proper sniffly, alright? So I'm going to be rubbing my nose left, right, up and down, round and around, yeah? I apologise in advance for that, but I'm not going to let the sniffles get in the way of a good time. So, without further ado, you know who it is. There's Rocksteady, okay? At me on Instagram, wherever else you want to find me, and my music is at Des Rocksteady on YouTube and so on and so forth. Plugging out of the way, this one is entitled Wheels of Confusion slash The Straightener. We're listening to the remastered version, so, you know, hopefully it sounds a little tastier than it was originally. Let's get straight into it. We're sipping tonight, people. Alright, so initially this riff I thought was a little bit bland. I was thinking, why are they starting the record off with this? They could have started the record off in a better means because, you know, we've heard enough Sabbath riffs and sections from this point to know that they can put together something tasty. But as we continue listening to this riff, it's starting to catch on a little bit with me. I'm starting to fall into how it's got a very low-key just heaviness to it, right? Where are we going? Yeah, we're going back on there. I didn't know where that was going. Come on now, people. A little bit of a tempo change here. Where are we going? Rock and roll. Ooh. Okay, right, just a little thought. This is a different Sabbath to what we've heard in the prior records. This is a different Sabbath. What's changed since the last records? It's a lot more rock and roll. There's a lot more, do I want to say experimentation with the stringed instruments? They're a little more confident on them guitars, I think. A little more confident going on. Right, dude, this tune is all over the place around this section. I wanted to hear more of that heavy riff, me personally. Bruh, let's go back to that, because that riff, bum, bum, blah, that was heavy. That was like a heavy bloody, what do you call it? Smoke on the water, dude. One moment, so let's go back, because during that lead guitar bit there, we had two guitars panned left and right, just wilding away. But then when we came on the riff here, the guitar was just dead straight on. So have we got a third guitar in that section just playing the rhythm? We don't. Right. There's a lot more power chord riffing going on in this tune than what I've heard prior. I was expecting the Sabbath single note riff guitar lines. There's definitely been a change from what I've heard in Sabbath coming into now, but I can't put my finger on what it is in particular. There wasn't any member changes, was there? The writing seems a little different as far as the instrumental goes. It's interesting, it's food for thought. Let's get straight back into it. the tones, the distortion is a lot more heavy metal, or what we know as heavy metal, what it then became, than what I've heard on the prior records. The guitar tones are definitely chunkier. I'll be fair as well. What have we got playing that melody in the background? Bum, ba bum, 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 bum. Is that a guitar or is that keys? Because we're verging into something which is reminiscent of what I can hear in like more ambient black metal or the first wave of black metal sort of vibe. I'm not too versed in that sort of music, but you know, Burzum in particular, I hear that style of key and synth going off, especially melodically. Fading out. So we went from an ever so slight fade out there, just minute, and then we tripled it up and really faded it out fast there by the end. Dude, there's a lot to take into consideration on this track from what I'm aware of, you know, my limited listening to Sabbath now. I've listened to the first 3 records, and we're delving into the 4th. Were the lead guitars always that shredding? Dude, there was a lot of shred going on there. I didn't associate that with Sabbath. That style of lead playing where we're really throwing licks into the mix and really going for it a little more. There's a lot of ideas coming in here and we're moving from section to section. In prior Sabbath, we had a nice main riff and we'd refer back to that riff in that section on and on and on. This time around, there's only one riff in particular we bounced back to, and that was more or less, I think it was the second riff, which I commented on. Interesting stuff. I'm looking forward to getting into the rest of it. We got Tomorrow's Dream next. So let's bounce straight into it, people.